2 more games. United in action tomorrow at Leeds, and that's never an easy fixture for them. Middlesbrough on a very good run. 5 wins and 2 draws in their last 7 matches. Well, let's give you the team news. A strong Manchester United influence on Middlesbrough in the coaching department and also on the pitch, with Gary Pallister, who came off early at Coventry last Saturday, fit to start this afternoon. Gianluca Festa is still on the casualty list, so Steve Vickers keeps his place in the Borough defence. 19-year-old wing-back Robbie Stockdale returns from suspension. In midfield, Paul Gascoigne is still injured. Recent signing Keith O'Neill also misses out, but that is counteracted by the return of Robbie Mustoe, one of the unsung heroes here. His 9th season of tireless midfield endeavour for Middlesbrough. Dennis Bergkamp aggravated a groin injury in the 5-1 thrashing of Wimbledon on Monday night, so Nicolas Anelka is brought back in attack. Lee Dixon returns after injury at right back for Nelson Vivas, and Steve Bold steps in for the suspended Martin Keown. Arsene Wenger, the Arsenal manager, has been praising the contribution of Nigeria's Nwankwo Kanu, who has settled into the English game very effectively. Well, the weather here in Middlesbrough is more akin to the English autumn, with the mist around, than the supposed spring temperatures. Arsenal come here unbeaten in 16 league games, 12 wins and 4 draws. In most seasons, that would be good enough to pull away from the field. But these are also truly exceptional times for Manchester United. Nicolas Anelka, who was on fire in February, voted the player of the month, a month in which he also scored 2 goals for France against England at Wembley. But really, since the calendar has turned into March and now into April, some of that form has deserted him. And he was left out, put onto the pitch by the sprinklers here. So it's quite a soft surface at the Riverside. No soft option, though, for Arsenal in their pursuit of back-to-back Premiership titles. David Seaman, amongst some very senior figures there, with Steve Bold in the team today, the oldest of the lot at 36. Robbie Stockdale has got his career really ahead of him, still a teenager. Quite a test for him against Overmars, though. Here's Manu Petit. Adams. Overmars. The one side to beat Middlesbrough on this ground this season in the league was Liverpool. That was back on Boxing Day. Middlesbrough's season then rather ground to a halt in the early weeks of 1999, but they picked up very effectively over the last month or so. They do have the ambition to qualify for European football next season via the Intertoto Cup. They've got opposition really from Aston Villa and West Ham in pursuing that particular dream. Dean Gordon, voted by the Middlesbrough supporters as their player of the season, his first at the club. touch from Kanu. Vieira. Anelka didn't get very far. And that's the sort of work that Robbie Mustoe does so well, just winning it back, but Middlesbrough didn't build from that. Townsend intervened. Cleared by Steve Vickers in the end. Arsenal looking to begin with some authority. Vieira, Anelka, and down he goes! Penalty! Foul by Vickers on Anelka inside the 3rd minute. The acceleration of Anelka caught Vickers out. Middlesbrough protest, but the penalty's been given. Now, who's going to take it? Dennis Bergkamp has been the penalty man with mixed results, it has to be said. Mark Overmars has scored once from the spot this season, and he steps up at a vital time in Arsenal's season. Overmars against Mark Schwarzer. Overmars rather scuffs it in, but in it goes. He puffs out the cheeks in relief. Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 1. Vickers just lost sight of Anelka. And if Middlesbrough felt that the fall was a bit on the late side, it wasn't an opinion shared by the referee. Schwarzer went to ground, and the ball rather rolled past him. Mark Overmars, first blood to the Gunners. Most effective, well, not the most stylish penalty you would ever see, but it was effective. Adams. Mustoe cutting out the attempted pass to the Arsenal left. Vieira. Harassed by Ricard. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Wonderful atmosphere in this stadium. The acoustics are great. The fan base in the northeast is tremendous, and they're used to seeing their side have some sort of success here, the Middlesbrough fans. But if they're going to do it today, they've got to do it from being a goal down. Dean Gordon has quite a dig on him with the left foot. Arsenal have set 4 in the wall. It is Gordon. Comes out to Pallister, cleared from him by Dixon. Looped back by Cooper, not easy for Bold. Well, it was Vickers who drove it across the face of the goal on the follow-up. Followers, Tottenham are losing, and they're losing to a goal from an Arsenal great. Ian Wright has scored for West Ham at White Hart Lane. Stockdale, here's Petit. Anelka. Brought back today and making an early impact. Petit. Here's Parlour. Kanu likes to just check off from the front and get the ball to feet. He's got a lovely touch, a deft feeling for those little short passes to well-placed colleagues. Overmars, Anelka. Stockdale only gets it as far as Kanu. Quite a good record in Middlesbrough of Arsenal, and they want to keep that going, and they've made an encouraging start. Vieira, stabbed forward by Adams, Anelka on the chase, because this time dealt with the ball and the young Frenchman. sides met at Highbury back in November. It was Middlesbrough who got an early goal, and Arsenal needed a last-minute equaliser. It came from Anelka. They were very below strength that day. Showing a good turn of foot, but not the accuracy with the cross. It's quite a test for any team to get a goal back against Arsenal, who've only conceded 14 in 33 league games this season. Far and away the best defensive record. They won't want to just rest on their laurels here. Got so much pace and mobility throughout the team, and I know Middlesbrough are a bit concerned about whether they've got the capacity to match that. Disappointed that Festa hasn't made it today. He's a strong influence on their play, and also the youngster from Norwich, Keith O'Neill. Here goes Ray Parlour. And Kanu couldn't rein that one in. Petit. Vieira. Now Bold. Petit. That's cool play by Kanu. Pallister able to cut off the pass, which was aimed for Anelka. Crossfield from Cooper. I think very highly of Stockdale here, and he kept his nerve and kept possession for Middlesbrough. He's on the ball again. Ricard giving chase. Adams and Bold between them, not having to play it in the end. Ball skimming through on this wet pitch to David Seaman. Tony Adams, along with Ray Parlour, not selected by England on a political basis by Kevin Keegan as a friendly in Hungary next week. So David Seaman is going, and also Keown, who's serving a two-match suspension, the first of which is today. Doesn't interfere with his international availability. Have already achieved their best tally of points since the formation of the Premier League. Ricard has been responsible for a good many of them. Stockdale, that looked an interesting try. It was blocked by Adams. Some complaints around the ground about the challenge on Ricard in that Arsenal penalty area. Brian Dean is up, and the referee's arm up as well, indicating that it was an unfair leap by Dean. Ricard, I think, protesting about the earlier episode. And he's doing it with such an intensity. That's Brian Dean, who was penalised, and then Mike Riley just had a calming word with the Colombian. But they're a handful up front, Dean and Ricard, and Middlesbrough try to get the ball up to them pretty quickly and go from there. Arsenal trying to play it through midfield, but Vieira hitting it too strongly beyond the direction of Dixon. Down goes Dean. He's caught from behind by Lee Dixon. Another sellout crowd here on Teesside. Talking of expanding the stadium beyond its 35,000 capacity in the near future, such is the demand. Maddison. Strong work by Vieira. Again, the crowd didn't like it, the referee didn't mind. Maddison, Petit, Winterburn. There's a late challenge on him by Musto. Petit was under pressure, and Winterburn turning as if maybe to try and protect himself from Mustoe. He saw him coming in with that foot high. Brian Robson very much concentrating on what's good for Middlesbrough, but of course it's hard to ignore his Manchester United pedigree in his past. Arsene Wenger, who has brought so much to Arsenal Football Club, but could it be, despite another outstanding season, that they're going to end up empty-handed? Arsenal still have to play Derby and Villa at Highbury. They have to go to Tottenham, which is always a grudge match, of course, and they have to go to Leeds, where Manchester United play tomorrow. An early kick-off at Ellen Road between those two. Will Manchester United be knocked off the top of the table by then? They will be if it stays this way, but we're still early days at the Riverside here. Arsenal do lead. Mark Overmars with the penalty after a foul in the 3rd minute by Steve Vickers on Nicholas Anelka. Here's Pallister. Then goes Adams. Townsend trying to flick it on. Well, the referee was only a yard away, and when he says that it's the chest, you have to back his judgment. Here's Kanu. Arsenal had 4 forward then. Well, you can see how close the referee was. He was on the spin a little bit, but obviously can only give what he saw. Gordon. Middlesbrough responded well to going a goal down early on. Townsend leaving it for Cooper. Coming on to the play. That was a good judgment by the captain and good enterprise by the defender. But he's in danger of being caught out of position here, Cooper. But the pass is forced Anelka wide. Middlesbrough can regroup in the centre. Petit, and he thought Winterburn was going to continue a dart in there. Clearly he didn't. And Colin Cooper, who was fighting for possession on the edge of the other penalty area, is now back in place in the Middlesbrough defence. Arsenal have won both their previous Premier League visits to the Riverside Stadium. This time given against Ricardo. It's the fact that 2 decisions have both gone against Middlesbrough that's irritated the crowd. Bold. Anelka with a glance towards Overmars, plenty on the header from Stockdale. Arsenal also won here last season when Middlesbrough were in Division 1. That was a 4th-round FA Cup tie. Overmars got a goal in that 2-1 success. Mustoe. Dean. Mustoe going on again, but Fold reposition. They're making it anxious for Arsenal at the back. The excellent but elderly Arsenal back line. Gordon breaks to Maddison. Ricard, lovely turn past Tony Adams. Hamilton Ricard on a weaving run. And then it was the feet of David Seaman that came out. And the outcome is a corner. Super play from Middlesbrough. And the best defence in the country, and many would say in European club football, looking shaky there. Townsend with the corner. And the header from Brian Dean straight at the goalkeeper. Good delivery, excellent leap. It was too straight from Dean. It worked for Seaman twice in a matter of seconds. Here's Petit. Winterburn. It's a beautifully delivered pass. Can Overmars take it on? In goes Anelka. Great reach by Pallister. And Arsenal looking to show some sting of their own after twice almost being stung at the other end. But Gary Pallister had the length in the leg. Arsenal have a corner. Really entertaining game in these early minutes. We've not yet had 20 minutes. Out comes Schwarzer, straightforward catch. Who's breaking away for Middlesbrough for the goalkeeper to use? No one quite quickly enough. Even Ricard furthest forward had turned his back. Maddison. Kick ball by Stockdale was well delivered into the run of Townsend. Another shout for handball. Townsend. Maddison looking to lift it in. Holds header, only drops as far as Mustoe. This was ball again at the throw. The goal at Selhurst Park, Wimbledon 0, Newcastle 1, the Newcastle scorer, Alan Shearer. Maddison, Dean and Ricard in the centre. Body language, really. Made sure that nothing untoward happened in that Arsenal penalty area, where it's looked a bit sticky over the last 5 minutes or so. Not in terms of ground conditions, I hasten to add, but in terms of strategy of a defensive nature for Arsenal. Dean. Ricard. Good pressure collectively by Arsenal. They forced Pallister to put it back. Winterburn. Overmars. Situation tight against the touchline and Townsend. And Arsenal still going here with Dixon. Parlour. Kanu. A powerful presence in Middlesbrough's back line. Three at the back. Brian Robson's preferred tactic. Cooper, Vickers and Pallister. It's Vickers this time getting in. Side on Ricard by Bold. Mustoe. It's nicely done by Townsend. Ricard. Mustoe backing up the play. Townsend there again. By Gordon as he was fouled by Dixon. Arsenal, if you use giving away free kicks as a barometer, having some difficulties here. Townsend takes. Mustoe. And that looked offside, although there's no attempt by Maddison to play the ball, really, so I suppose that's why the flag stayed down. Overmars. Not frightened of taking on 4, 5 or 6 opponents, but maybe it was the 5th that stopped him. That's lovely hold-up play by Ricard. Dean. Chance for Maddison to pick out someone with the cross. Flag has gone up. The assistant on the far side has picked out a defender in the centre. It was Hamilton Ricard. who'd gone in too early. Almost halfway through the first half. An early penalty scored for Arsenal by Mark Overmars. Middlesbrough have put plenty in to try and repair that damage, but they haven't been able to do that yet. Dixon. Arsenal lacking the touch of the Dutch master Bergkamp, who played for just over an hour and played very well in the 5-1 win over Wimbledon on Monday. Aggravated a previous injury and hasn't recovered in time to be involved today. Petit starts it on to Winterburn. But short by Musto. Winterburn, Overmars. Kanu has got plenty of height to deal with a cross, but it goes beyond him. Parler. Typical barnstorming tackle from Dean Gordon. That's why the supporters have really taken the player from Crystal Palace to their hearts this season. Petit. Keeper decides to clear when he could have let it run. Winterburn. Kanu. Taking a bit more time than Townsend was prepared to allow it. Bold using the perimeter of the pitch as well as the outstretched leg to his advantage. Maddison. Dean. Now Townsend. That's a weak one by Dixon. Arsenal certainly not on top of their game. We have to credit Middlesbrough for that. But they look to counter-attack here. Good work by Parler. Kanu. Anelka goes to his left. Kanu goes for goal. And well, if you're going to try and place it from that range, you've got to be a bit more adroit than that. And here's Dean Gordon. Really has set the scene for an excellent contest here. Arsenal scoring so early. Middlesbrough looking to come out and impose themselves on the match, and they've done that at times through midfield. They forced some Arsenal errors. There've been a number of free kicks against the visiting team, and Arsenal have lost possession in their own half again. Stockdale. Up goes the flag. Well, Dean and also Musto too far forward as the ball was played. This time it's an Arsenal free kick. Liverpool have taken the lead at Blackburn through Steve McManaman. And Wimbledon have equalised against Newcastle. The first goal for Wimbledon for John Hartson, their big money signing from West Ham. Challenged by Pallister and Vieira, typical of Middlesbrough's work at this stage of the game. Petit made space for himself very shrewdly, gets it back from Vieira. Kanu, not where Anelka wanted it. Winterburn didn't just keep it in, he found Overmars. Bold. Look right, look left, look right and left again, and finally decided to release the ball for Winterburn. Again Pallister reaching a ball that looked odds against him. He's come back to Middlesbrough after a glorious career with Manchester United. Had some fitness problems this season, Gary Pallister, on his return. Very pleased to get him 100% for this game after an injury at Coventry last Saturday. There's certainly no way Arsene Wenger can be relaxed here. Pat Rice doing the shouting beyond him. Overmars has done the scoring so far. Miscue by Musto. Kanu, Vieira, they can work it to Dixon. He wanting to let it run to Winterburn. Now Overmars. 2 in the penalty area for Arsenal. The odds were against anything, however precise Overmars was trying to produce then. So many in red back to patrol those 2. Corner. Just wonder what Nicolas Anelka was thinking last Monday. He was left out of the starting 11 and they scored 5 goals without him. I would hope that O'Malley returned to the side. From Arsenal's point of view, that would produce a positive response. He was the player brought down for the penalty, of course. And he waits now this corner. And Ricard clears as far as Winterburn. Adams. Been a bit like that for Arsenal. When they have played it right through midfield, it is though in the wider positions they might trouble Middlesbrough again, particularly Overmars. But the sheer pace of Middlesbrough's game has made the side coming here second in the table. Quite jittery at times, even though they need to make 1-0. We're coming up to the half-an-hour mark. Cooper. To Winterburn. Anelka cushioned it well. Overmars. And Anelka hit that low and true, but Mark Schwarzer got down well. To keep out Anelka. Dixon. Now Petit. Vieira. Spell of more controlled possession for Arsenal. And foul by Maddison on Overmars. No complaints from the Dutchman. Gordon. Ricard has been off for some attention, is back on. Gordon's header to T. Now Parlour, vital phase of the game this. The next goal you feel is of enormous value if Arsenal can go 2 in front. The defensive record tells you it will be a tough way back for Middlesbrough, but Middlesbrough can get some reward for the positive nature of their play since going a goal down. Arsenal might just start to fear the worst in this late stage of the season. Manchester United have knocked the FA Cup from their grasp. Now is in a pole position to do the same in the Premiership as well. Still a few hurdles be surmounted, and the ball by Ricard there. And Brian Deane on the move was a challenging one for Arsenal. Kanu. Vieira, Kanu. That was a brave challenge by Cooper, but a painful one. And the referee reacted to the grimace by Colin Cooper, and although Arsenal got the ball, the referee was entitled to stop it then. But catching a bit of the bony part of Kanu. There's not much body fat on the tall Nigerian. All sorts of extraordinary events at Ewood Park, but not good if you're a Blackburn fan. It's Blackburn 0, Liverpool 3. And Jamie Redknapp made it 2-0. And Øyvind Leonardsen, who's hardly played this season, but with Liverpool's current injury list on the lengthy side, he's played today and he's scored today. Well, if you've not been to the Riverside Stadium, a relatively new football arena, lovely view of it there. And Arsenal having to deal with quite a hostile atmosphere here. The referee's going to restart this. And McAllister saying he'll knock it. Adams applauds, I think, quite seriously. Let's keep an eye on Cooper, who's back on his feet. And they're doing plenty of organising at the moment as the defenders line up to deal with the clearance from Seaman. In fact, it's Cooper himself who has climbed, but as he landed, he still grimaced in pain. Dixon. Just hesitating, but manages with the header. He's still not moving well. A bit short of centre-backs without Festa. Colin Cooper will try and run this off, but at the moment, well, let's watch this space bulletin on him, I think. Maddison. And he's shaking his head towards Viv Anderson, I think. Whether that's to say whether you want to come off or not. But here's Brian Deane. It's a good try, and it almost took David Seaman by surprise, maybe a little bit of dip, because rather than try and catch it, Seaman did what looked initially more difficult. Got it up and over. No, it was a decent reach in the end, but a very good hit by Brian Deane. Another reminder that 1-0 may not be enough this time for Arsenal. Pallister. 10 minutes to go to half-time. As Cooper's definitely struggling, and they're getting Vladimir Kinder ready. Parler, he's caught by Gordon. He's caught in two minds himself, and Ray Parler then penalised. And give Middlesbrough the chance to make the substitution. Well, it's tough on Cooper. Kinder isn't a centre-back. Dean Gordon will go into a back three and Kinder play on the left-hand side. We'll have a look at that. Kinder's time in English football, I think, is pretty limited now. There's a strong suggestion his work permit will not be renewed because he hasn't played enough games, but he's on here. Townsend takes. Middlesbrough's throw. Gordon getting some instructions, and indeed he is looking to play more centrally now. Stockdale still on the right-hand side. And here is Gordon. Mustoe. Pallister. Headed to Dean Gordon by Adams, and Gordon dispossessed by Vieira. For Anelka, great chance for Arsenal. Anelka doesn't waste it. 8 minutes to go to half-time, and Anelka has re-announced his season. Involved in both goals here, brought down for the penalty for the first. The second is his, set up by Vieira. And so soon after losing Colin Cooper, this is a massive blow to Middlesbrough. Ride for Brian Robson in this first half. 18 months and his side have lost only one league game here over that period. And now they're 2-0 down at home to Arsenal. So Dean Gordon switched to that central role, but caught in possession by Patrick Vieira. Winterburn. Arsenal voices you're hearing now. Vieira. Kanu. Foul. Nothing appeals there from the players as well as the crowd. Nothing given by referee Riley. Kinder. Trying to get between two. Kinder scored a Coventry last week when he came on as a substitute. Stockdale. Got some room to run into here. Bold, Rickard had got in behind him. Brian Dean letting fly. Well, they haven't had this first half their own way, Arsenal, but they are leading by 2-0, and it's results rather than how you achieve them that matter this late stage in the season. Townsend with a weaving run. The shot didn't quite carry the strength to trouble David Seaman, but again you can judge for yourself that Arsenal are not in total command despite the scoreline. Madison looking for Dean, finding Dean, knocked down there, was strong but not straight. Kanu. Anelka setting off again, it's Overmars with the pass, but it's overhit. Closed down very quickly by Mustoe, and Petit apologises because he was dilly-dallying then. Middlesbrough have a corner. They've got the height of Dean, the height of Rickard, the presence of Gary Pallister, and Vickers coming from way on the far side of the penalty area. He heads away. Gordon. It's a great try by Dean Gordon, and David Seaman, who wasn't very far off his line, a truly spectacular save. Power, direction, but Seaman stopped it. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to half-time. Seaman deals with the bread and butter part of goalkeeping, but it's vital. It's not quite so showy. But the earlier save has kept Arsenal with this 2-goal cushion. But they're in no sort of comfort zone. Musto. Interception by Petit. Kanu. He's squeezed the pass to Parla. Would have been offside if he had chased it. Gave Parla a bit of a look, Anelka. And I think Parla was best pleased. Anelka there shrugging the shoulders. Sometimes his body language is maybe not the most positive expression of his belief in the team spirit, but he's a young man and he's a fine player, as he's shown in the first half here. Adams having to battle for every ball in the air with Dean. That was a classy piece of play from Kanu. He's so pleased to be operating on a regular basis after his unfortunate time in Italy. Overmars, Parla, came off Kinder, Middlesbrough's way, to Maddison. Ricard. A minute. Plus added time before half-time. The problem Middlesbrough have is when they do give the ball away, Arsenal have got the sharpness in their attacking play, but that's too long from Dixon for Parla. Nearly 2 minutes before Arsene Wenger can have his say to his players at half-time. Ricard, it's a lovely flick, in goes Musto. And it's just going to go wide of the post. But it's a moment in keeping with much of what Middlesbrough have done in this first half. And yet they're 2-0 down. Robbie Musto deciding in the end to go for goal. He never really looked up to see what else was on. Adams had got back and was able to shepherd it wide. Tim Anderson, who played for Arsenal, also played for Manchester United, won the championship with Nottingham Forest. Assistant here. Kanu, Anelka. Arsenal on the move again before half-time. Overmars, Kanu, 3! Well, what a signing he is turning out to be for Arsene Wenger. The manager this week has been pointing out when he's been on the pitch something usually happens. It certainly happened there. And once more, Anelka involved. Kanu made space for himself, and when it needed to be slotted past Schwarzer, he was able to complete the job. And in stoppage time before half-time, it's Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 3. Busto. Ricard. It's a fine piece of the tackling by Vieira. They haven't had it all their own way in midfield, Vieira and Petit. But you wouldn't know that from the scoreline. Arsenal got a terrific boost with the early penalty. Anelka back in the team today. He was brought down by Vickers. Mark Overmars did the rest. Anelka then got clear of Manchester United in the Premier League. They would have played 2 games more. 2 games more though, but we're at the stage of the season where the points in the bag are what counts. Manchester United play tomorrow, and another factor that's coming into play with the week that Arsenal have had 5-1, they beat Wimbledon on Monday, 3-0 up here. They're starting to eat into the goal difference advantage that Manchester United have had over them. But it was quite a testing first half for those at the back for Arsenal. We're underway for the second. The senior citizens of Premier League defenders get down to business again with a 3-goal cushion now, and by some eager play around the Middlesbrough penalty area. Anelka working off the last defender. He's too far forward this time. Involved in all 3 goals. 35, as is Dixon. Bold 36, Adams 32, David Seaman, the goalkeeper's 35. Over the head of a Middlesbrough 35-year-old Townsend. Kinder. Here's Ricard. Still going, slightly in the wrong direction. Anelka. Ricard still fired up, but he fell over and Anelka went on. Play it back here to Petit. Cano has given them a focal point in that Bergkamp-like role. Just off the one out-and-out striker, Anelka. Vieira. Anelka. Vieira wants it back. Anelka's got other ideas, then gives it to Vieira. Thinks about his shot. Winterberg. Now Overmars. Crowd a bit edgy in these opening moments at the start of the second half. When you'd seen Middlesbrough go biting in the way they did for much of the first half. Much it did them. Here's Vieira. Parla. Cano from long range. Must have beaten only 3 times. Cano looking to reassert themselves at the start of the second half. Been so prominent in the way they finished the first, his goal in stoppage time. 3 Arsenal defeats at Sheffield Wednesday in that extraordinary game when Di Canio pushed the referee over. Lost 1-0 at Wimbledon. And 3-2 at Aston Villa when they were 2-0 up at Villa Park. Villa Park also the venue where they were knocked out of the FA Cup in that extraordinary semi-final replay, so they won't want to be going back there in a hurry. Quite relaxed at the moment at the Riverside though. Dixon. Vieira. Pallister's gone across. And Vieira. Oh, often lose his cool, Gary Pallister, but the referee's given a free kick for the foul by Vieira. Here, he saw an arm off, but Pallister had now decided to be a bit rash in his response. Actually, the whistle, he must have heard it, that it had gone, but he was still in danger of getting done for retaliation. Quick free kick for Arsenal. Overmars. Kinder. Now Parler. Anelka's onside. Pallister tried to put the arm up and work the offside trap. Arsenal could be in again here. It's Mark Overmars. Can he find a shot? He does, but he's put it wide. Well, there's no player to try and trap offside Anelka. If he can start his run that much deeper, he's so quick. Overmars decided to check back inside and made space for his shot, but fired it wide of Schwartz's right-hand post. But with this goal difference to improve, with feel that give Arsenal a special incentive in the second half. They've lost out through Winterburn to Musto. Dean. And Dean and a select band of players who have scored against Arsenal this season. His goal at Highbury. Only Dion Dublin in the same game has done it twice. In that remarkable recovery when Villa were 2-0 down to win 3-2. Bold and Winterburn. They're a bit lucky that kick was under strength, and Pallister dealt with it very coolly. Dean. Adams gets the better of him. He wanted to go on then. The referee decided to give the free kick against Dean. Overmars. Kanu. The Manchester United goal difference, incidentally, is 40. Arsenal's now 37. Difference between those scored and those conceded. Precise level on points, that's what determines who finishes the higher. Inside the championship. Petit. Overmars is on if he plays it, but didn't play it quickly enough. Middlesbrough recognised the danger, did move up in the line, and Overmars had to check, and indeed was still given offside. Ricard. Remember, in Middlesbrough we're talking about a team that's taken 17 points from the last 21 they've competed for. 2 draws after being down amongst the struggling sides, but they're the struggling side today. Kanu. Overmars queuing up on the edge of the area. Dixon! Oh, surely that should be a corner. Dixon thought so. Arsenal swarming forward here. Dixon last to arrive. Thought it brushed Schwartz's fingers on the way over. So did Kanu. Winterburn. Kanu. Parler. Overmars is on it. Stockdale has just got back. Now he's one-on-one. Dutch international, the Middlesbrough defender. Overmars released it a bit quickly. Petit. Brighter period of the afternoon, weather-wise. Petit. There goes Dean Gordon. They'll take the fight forward for Middlesbrough here. They're 3-0 down. And Rickard could have repaired some of that damage. Not yet played 10 minutes in the second half. Dean Gordon trying to set an admirable agenda here for Middlesbrough. But the danger for them as they press on is that Arsenal could pick them off to the tune of more goals. But they've got to have a go, Brian Robson's men, and that's just what they were doing then. Rickard gets it down and can feed it to Musto. He in turn to Townsend. Dean, all doing enough. Musto. Interestingly enough, Middlesbrough have had more attempts at goal. Arsenal, they've had 9 to Arsenal's 8, and yet it's Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 3. Winterburn. Overmars. We'll put a guard against complacency. Petit there, maybe a bit complacent there. He was angry with himself, the flamboyant French midfield player. Dixon. Move here, working well for Arsenal, involving Fowler and Kanu. And Overmars skipped out of the way in the end. And strange shape to the play at the moment. Arsenal, a few players gone forward expecting some rather easier pickings there. Held in midfield. Stockdale. Ball making up the ground here. Gordon. Handed on by Brian Dean. Ball just stooping there. To get the better of Rickard. Anelka, lovely play from Arsenal. Stockdale's playing Anelka onside. Is this going to be number 4? Overmars, Vieira, it is number 4. Well, Arsenal really enjoying themselves. And after 5 goals on Monday, they've added 4 more here at the Riverside. And helping himself this time, Patrick Vieira. Middlesbrough's defending would disappoint Brian Robson and Viv Anderson and Gordon McQueen. But Arsenal are finding the cutting edge now at a crucial stage in the championship race. Still more than half an hour to go. Another goal eaten back. And that goal difference with Manchester United. Another goal to sadden the heart of Brian Robson. attackers. Corner. Well, the sun breaking through here on Teesside, and certainly shining on the side that are heading for the top of the table tonight. Fowler with the corner. Mars picks it back. Confident game here with Winterburn. Why not? Oh, five for Arsenal again. After walloping Wimbledon, they are now murdering Middlesbrough. Look at that. Hey. Well, the message here will be reverberating all around Manchester and beyond. Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 5, a second for Kanu. Overmars penalty. Oh, there's a booking here for Ricard. Protesting. Overmars penalty. Anelka. Kanu. It's 3-0 at half-time. Vieira and Kanu again in the second half. Well, we witnessed an extraordinary match in February that we brought you live. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 8. And we're moving towards the realms of that. It's going to be a substitution for Middlesbrough. It's not an enviable time to be coming on. The man being brought on, another of the Middlesbrough youngsters, 22-year-old Mark Somerville for Robbie Stockdale. Somerville's a midfield player. There's a change of role for Musto, it looks like. Had no luck with injuries, but Arsenal's finishing has been so admirable, and Kanu really gilding the lily then. Vieira. Dixon. Going for the same ball. Just remember, we're talking about in Middlesbrough a team 7th in the table at the start of play today. A team that had lost one league game on this ground in the last 18 months. And they're 5-0 down to Arsenal. He's got Fowler to his right. Ray Fowler. Watching down in his own half on his knees was Kanu. Referee just checking him out. He won the ball at the start of this Arsenal attack. It does look as though the Townsend. Is it going to be a comeback for Blackburn? They've got one back against Liverpool. Blackburn won, Liverpool 3. The young Irish forward Damien Duff scored the Blackburn goal. News for you. Spurs 0, West Ham 2 now. Mark Keller adding to that early goal from Ian Wright for the Hammers. All this without Dennis Bergkamp. Over Miles. Because at his back, Vieira. Petit. Bolt. We just can't get a touch at the moment. Anelka. Fine tackle by Pallister. His pride has been wounded here. Bell can only force it forward straight at Adams. Kanu. Petit. Well, when Arsenal left Villa Park, their tails between their legs after Ryan Giggs had sensationally knocked them out of the FA Cup, knocked the FA Cup from their grasp, and wondered how they'd respond. Overmars was darting forward. Schwarzer suddenly made a gesture as though he was going to use his arms to control the ball there. He was way out of his penalty area. He pulled back. Good. Ricard. By Bold, but it breaks Middlesbrough's way. Arsenal have shown their strength of character against Wimbledon and here today. Not a crestfallen camp by any means. Adams. Petit. It's aimed for Parla, and Petit has found Ray Parla. Could have gone in on goal with a better first touch. Churlish to be critical of Arsenal, really. Vieira. Brought down by Somerville. And the substitutes caught Patrick Vieira here. Made it his against Townsend. He's a tenacious young player, Somerville, and he does get a fair number of cautions for primarily mistimed tackles. And here's another one. There's no need for Arsene Wenger to take risks with his talented cast here. Gary Lewin has got Vieira on his feet. Arsenal want to make a change in any case. It's Overmars they want to take off to keep him fresh for another day. He's due to join up with Holland for midweek international against Morocco, scheduled for next Wednesday. And he's replaced by Kaba Diawara. All this happening while Vieira is off the pitch. Dixon with the free kick. Anelka. Vieira is back on. Not Not exactly centre stage. And it's hit the corner flag. And, just rolled out. For what I think will be a Middlesbrough throw. Minutes left. Arsenal 5-0 up at the Riverside. Vieira. That's a wasteful one. Kinder. Adams going in, didn't get there, it was late. Ryan Dean. Did well. Adams caught out. Free kick to Middlesbrough. They want to make another substitution. Now an Armstrong. Chance to get some more game time, even in these difficult circumstances, on his way back to real match sharpness after being out for most of the season. Coming on for Maddison. So Armstrong on at the free kick. Gordon and Ricard. Looking at the angles here. Mike Riley asking Arsenal collectively to retreat. It's Ricard. Oh, it's hit the post. Oh, and it's not happening any which way for Middlesbrough today. Top quality free kick from Hamilton Ricard. Got the better of David Seaman, bounced out off the post and actually struck Steve Vickers, who was trying to follow it in and make the most of that rebound off the post, but it flew off Vickers wide of the other post, and it stays at 0-5. A goal for Tottenham at White Hart Lane. David Ginola hadn't scored in the league all season until Tuesday night, when he scored at Charlton, has reduced the Tottenham deficit against West Ham. Loosely to Armstrong. Musto. Townsend. Pretty forward in red here. He's trying to win the header. Good backing up by Musto. Still Musto! Well, you've got to applaud the attitude of Middlesbrough. Playing in difficult and distressing circumstances now. But they bags of players wanting to force away through there. Musto took on the responsibility. Couldn't quite wrap his foot round it to challenge David Seaman with the shot on his left-hand side, Musto's left-hand side. Dixon. Still more than 15 minutes to go. Townsend. He's forced his way in front of Ricard then. Well, the only penalty was clearly a help to Arsene Wenger's team, but really the decisive moment, you feel, was Colin Cooper's injury and the incident that happened just after, and Dean Gordon made a mistake. Led to the second goal. Kanu. He's on a hat-trick. And just lost his balance as he tried to go round Musto. Armstrong. Oh, and it's Rickard. He's got the better of Adams. Was it a foul? Oh, Rickard, having been booked, now he's suggesting that Adams was going to ground too easily. Mike Riley keeping his patience here with a highly charged Hamilton Ricard. Ricard's English has improved, to come on in leaps and bounds this season, so he'll be able to get his point across. But Ricard got past Adams with the ball in any case, and then went back to confront the Arsenal captain and point the finger there. So Steve Bold stepped in to sort out his old ally then and help defend him. The referee allowed Ricard to make his point without administering a second and dismissive yellow card. Adams. Here's Gordon. He's on the gallop, but Middlesbrough need to keep enough players back to avoid further ignominy with Arsenal's cutting edge on the counter-attack. No offside, Winterburn, Anelka, possibly handball. It's not been given. Schwarzer is stranded. Diawara's in the centre, Schwarzer's not stranded. He's fought back nobly. And it's a corner. Definitely the assistant on the far side right to keep his flag down, but Anelka leaning into that with an arm. Looked like handball, but anyway, the outcome is a corner. Taken by Ray Parlour. Headed by Dean. Dixon. Back into the mix, and the Middlesbrough a bit slow to react then. Arsenal were even slower. Cross comes Petit. Armstrong settles for the throw. Arsenal can regroup. 13 minutes left. Gordon. Armstrong. By Vieira. Must have got the ball. No complaints from the Middlesbrough fans on that far side who had a good view of it. And Arsenal able to sweep forward again here. Vieira. One of two options. He chose Kanu. He's got Winterburn with him. Anelka. Still Anelka. 6. And the return of Nicolas Anelka has been very much at the forefront of this extraordinary Arsenal display. Kanu was weaving, so too was Anelka. Misery upon misery for Middlesbrough. Off comes Kanu to tremendous applause from the Arsenal fans. On comes Vivas to get a little taste of this. Two for Kanu, 2 for Anelka, 1 each for Overmars and Vieira. The goal differences with Manchester United and Arsenal are now level, but Manchester United still have the edge. They've scored more goals. I'm not sure how much is bothering them at this stage of a remarkable match, but one more would effectively, in the argument, you could say give them one more point should it finish level in those circumstances. But we shouldn't forget that Manchester United have 2 more games to play than the team that are trying to keep the title. Musto. Armstrong. Siemens ball. out to Parla. This is Diawara. He's got Anelka with him. Is this the hat-trick for Nicholas Anelka? He's still there. He's still there. Steve Vickers got back to avoid, at least for the time being, further embarrassment for Middlesbrough. 10 minutes to go. Arsenal absolutely rampant, and Anelka at the heart of so much of it. This is Adams. Now Winterberg. Vieira, who's still up for more. Adams trying to get in on the act. Quite like that. He's played so many games for the club. Have Bold and Winterburn, Dixon and Seaman, and too many where they've been winning 6-0 away. That's too much to take for many Middlesbrough fans who are going home early. Trying to take it on the burst. Well, there's no doubt, talking to one or two of the backroom staff at Middlesbrough this week, that they were a little concerned about this game. Concerned about the absence of Fester and Keith O'Neill in particular, players who give Middlesbrough a good physical dimension. Paul Gascoigne hasn't played recently. They would love to have been able to help as well. Really was that they would love to have played this game and got the first goal to put some anxiety into the Arsenal ranks. In fact, the game had hardly started before Middlesbrough were behind. But the real key area of the game, not what's happened in the second half, but the incidents between the first and second Arsenal goals. Middlesbrough were really in it at that stage. David Seaman made a couple of very acrobatic saves. And that's a mistake by Anelka. Sold Dixon short. Kinder. 1 feature of this Premier League season, the team is at the top, and Chelsea would be in that category as well. The top 3 have been significantly better than the rest. Leeds United might dispute that statement, and they've got a chance to prove that point. They've still got to play home games against Manchester United tomorrow and then Arsenal next month. A lovely touch by Anelka. Diawara. Vieira, Petit, and then Vivas. Brought away by Muster. Minutes and stoppage time left. Middlesbrough still trying to find something from the game of a positive nature for them. sportingly. Kinder recognised that fact. Change. Off comes Petit. And Stephen Hughes, who's just recovered his fitness. He broke an arm in the FA Cup quarter-final against Derby. So they'd like to just get him reattuned, if required, for sterner tests in the 4 league games that Arsenal have got after this one. Just to remind you again, home games against Derby and Villa, away matches in between those 2 games at Tottenham and at Leeds. It won't be easy. Good idea by Mustoe. It was a long ball from Vickers. They're great mates, Steve Vickers and Robbie Mustoe. They roomed together on the away trips. And they tried to get on the same wavelength then. Somerville. Forced a challenge there, better of Parlour. Bit back at Kinder, unfairly, free kick to Middlesbrough. Well, defenders love their shutouts, just like forwards love scoring. So no shutout for Arsenal. Armstrong moved in decisively at the free kick here. And he scores in the Premier League, which will mean a great deal personally after a harrowing season with injury. He attacked the ball that was played in with some craft by Townsend. And David Seaman saw the ball strike his left-hand post again, and this time fly in. Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 6. So the story about goal difference takes another twist. Armstrong played a big part with late goals at the end of last season to get Middlesbrough up to this level. Now he's actually getting a game or 2, at least from the bench, in the top division. Vivas. Well, only the 15th goal Arsenal have conceded in the league this season. On a day when their scoring touch has been so splendid at the other end. Middlesbrough fans, as we look again at Winterburn's attempted chip over Schwarzer, Middlesbrough fans who have stayed have had a home goal to cheer. Anelka. And Arsenal have the final word. 90 seconds plus stoppage time to go. Adams and Bold. That's good work by Somerville. Arsenal concede a free kick, taken quickly by Dean. Mustoe. They have tried to play positively throughout Middlesbrough. They've been behind for most of the match. Ricard, Mustoe. Armstrong. To slide it through for Somerville, and then he's given it away, and now Parlour and Anelka, maybe one last run at Pallister and company. Diawara, out comes Schwarzer. Diawara's got the ball past him, but not with any measure of control. I think he was hoping to be able to chase after it himself and turn it into the unguarded net. Suspicion of offside about it, and Schwarzer's presence stopping Arsenal ticking it over to 7. It's a goal kick, and not a free kick. So the flag had stayed down. extra minute, and Middlesbrough hoping to use it there. Vivas. Anelka. Arsenal are 2 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Arsene Wenger's team have played 2 games more than Manchester United, but they've sent a message to Old Trafford, and a very strong one indeed. A 6-1 win at Middlesbrough, a side that had lost only once at home in the league in the last 18 months. And Anelka back in some style. He was involved in so much of it, scoring 2 himself, being brought down for that early penalty that Overmars put away. Vieira, a scorer, 2 for Kanu. And Alan Armstrong with a late header. Scant consolation really for Middlesbrough. Well played Arsenal. They are still very upbeat about retaining their title, and the spotlight will now switch from Teesside today to Elland Road tomorrow morning. Leeds United against Manchester United. Manchester United then trying to regain the lead that Arsenal have taken from them here this afternoon. An astonishing scoreline. It has finished Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 6.
I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said, I bet they'll never